No matter who you are or what you're doing, you're going to have haters in your midst. So today we're going to talk about writing haters.
Do not attempt to adjust your dial. I'm transmitting live with the hardcore style.
So if you've ever heard me talk about my brother, Dr. Carl F. DuPont Jr., then you know that I love him and I admire him, but I'm also somewhat jealous. You see, my brother has a career. I feel like I always joke and say, oh, my brother, he's so well traveled. He's so well spoken and educated. He speaks 5 languages and he's probably singing close to 30 languages at this point. And then me, I'm just a writer. And people will look at me and say, oh, I've heard so much about your brother. And what do? I'm a writer. Oh, okay. Sometimes people will ask me, but what does a writer do? I write. Well, honey, what do you write? And it's that, well, honey, it's just so condescending. It's like being a writer is not a career. Being a writer is not a thing. It's like a hobby. It's like I'm roaming around in fields of flowers, like in The Sound of Music. Oh, I'm a writer. But I mean, I'm feeding my kids. I'm making a little bit of money. So it really is a career. Being a writer is a thing. But no matter what you do, you're going to run into haters. And I didn't think that being a writer, I jokingly say I'm like such an embarrassment to my parents. They just look at me like, we spent so much money on your education and all you do is write, because that's not what I studied in school. So, oh, you're a writer. Yay. No matter what, you're still going to have haters. First, you'll run into the skeptic. This is the person who says, oh, so you wrote a book, huh? As if it's so hard to wrap their mind around. I guess because there's so many people who talk about writing a book and they don't actually write a book, that when they meet somebody who writes a book, it's like, oh my gosh, I can't believe you wrote a book. So that's the, oh, so you're a writer, huh? Yes, I am. And if they give me more than 0.2 seconds, I'll pull it up on pull it up on Amazon, send them a link to their phone and say, oh, let me text you a link. Or, oh, well, what have you written? Well, let me show you some of my client work. And then I'll go to Amazon, pull up a link, text it to them and say, some of these are my books and some of them are books for my clients. Oh, they scroll, go hit that next button. Oh, you are a writer. Duh, I told you I was a writer. But for some reason, they just comes across like they're just, hating on the scales or whatever. 2, then you have the snob. Now, your snob is going to be either a genre snob or a published snob. So the genre snob is like they hate on anything that is not motivation, self-help, or educational. So if it's sci-fi or romance, which is what I happen to write, or fantasy, then they're like, you're a writer. Well, what do you write? Romance. Oh, okay. As if writing a romance novel is easy, it's a piece of cake. I will have you know that Mask Off is 96,000 words of blood, sweat, tears, empty wine bottles, and late nights. It takes work, people. We still have story arcs. We still have characters. We're still educating. We're still trying to bring that emotion out of people. So just because you happen to write a genre that they don't deem is worth writing, that doesn't take away from your ability. Then you have the published snob, someone who got picked up by a big publishing house. Kudos to you. I'm not hating on you. Congratulations. That just was not my lot. The Lord didn't see fit to have me be published by a major publishing house. He let me go through the rigmarole of doing it myself. And guess what? I feel like it made me stronger and it's educated me because now I understand the writing process. 3, the hate reader. This is the person who, much like the snob, may not like the genre, but for some reason, they'll pick it up and read it just so that they can complain about it. Oh, I hate romance novels. Oh, all they do is go through relationship drama and make up and break up and cry. And oh, this is so stupid. Well, why did you read it? It's a romance novel. You knew what was going to happen. If all you have to do is, well, if all you have is something negative to say, you shouldn't have picked it up and read it at all. But they hate you for writing it. They hate the type of writing that you did. So all they're going to do is complain about it. Thank you for giving me your money just to complain about it. And let's be honest here. As a writer, we want people to read our work. Yes, I'm happy that you bought the book, but if you didn't read it, I still feel some kind of way. Like, I would almost rather you not buy it just to support me if you're not going to read it, because I want your feedback. I want to know what you thought. Did you like it? Did you love it? Which character was your favorite? What do you want to happen in the next part, the sequel? Or what did you think should have happened? Like, we need to have a whole conversation. This is like a whole dialogue. Stop the presses, stop the party, bring on the drinks, bring the apps. Let's sit down and talk about this writing. 4, the fragile ego, the pseudo pro. So this person is like, oh, you're a writer too. Like, everybody is a writer. It's like, oh, so do you write books like J.K. Rowling, the Harry Potters of the world? Or do you write stuff like Terry McMillan? What was that book she did that turned into a movie? Waiting to Exhale. Are you that kind of writer? Well, you know, everybody writes books, but I'm glad you're able to finish yours. That kind of touting is not necessary. It makes you look bad. It makes you look really, really salty. Like, of all the flavors of ice cream, you chose to get a cone full of salty scoops. Hello, you could have done so much better than that. Number 5, the competitor. So they say the same thing. Oh, you're a writer too, except, oh, you're a writer too? Like, I'm a writer, you're a writer, we can't be friends. God forbid we help each other find book selling events. God forbid we help each other get interviews. God forbid we help each other get sales. Like, you can write, I can write, we all can write together. We all can make money. There's more than enough, sis. Bruh, let me help you out. You wrote a book, that's cool. I'm gonna promote your book. Will you promote my book? Okay, cool. Like, hey, that person doesn't want to help. They genuinely feel offended. Like, how dare you write a book too? But that's okay. There's enough for everybody. 6, the talk downer. So this person likes to say, well, you wrote a book. Oh, my neighbor wrote a book. Nothing to it. She's still living in the house next door to me. Like, being a writer makes you an instant millionaire. Like, I'm not as good as you because I write books instead of going to a job. Yeah, you work 40 hours a week. Guess what? I probably work 60 hours a week at home in my pajama. How is that cubicle life working out for you? But don't let them talk you out of your dreams. I don't care that their neighbor is a book writer and that they haven't sold but 2 copies. I don't care that their old high school crush wrote a book and nobody ever read it. That's not my problem. That's not your problem either. Don't let them talk you down to the point that it talks you out of your goal of writing a book. 7, then you have the wannabe writer. This person has been talking about writing a book forever. Oh my gosh, you're a writer. Oh, I want to write a book too. You know, I was thinking about writing a book about roses and how they grow out of the ground, and how if you put sunlight and music on them, they grow fuller, prettier blooms. I think that would be a good book. How about you? Do you think that'll be a good book? Whatever you want to write about, sis, there's an audience for you. They think that them being smart means that they can write a book, or that they're smarter than you so they can write a better book faster and sell more copies. Intelligence doesn't really have much to do with it. It's more about drive, determination, and what flavor of wine you choose. So if you know any writing haters, don't worry about them. When you encounter them in the street, just say, yes, I'm a writer. Wear it proudly, like a badge of honor. Yes, I am a writer. And then you tell them all about your story. Happy writing.